We're seeing today numbers of 400 to 600 rescued in the last 24 hours off Spain, and that may be continuing this afternoon, so we may see a pretty busy day in that stretch of the Mediterranean. For Spain, that's a big number. We haven't had days like that in quite some time, but it isn't very big for the region. I mean, earlier this summer we had an 8,000 person weekend, as I recall, between Libya and Italy. So we know that these things do travel in waves like this, and this happens to be a very busy day for that coast. But to be honest, if this is a trend that's growing, this is the biggest day we've seen yet, and if there's going to be many more, this will be something new to deal with. Well, we're seeing a very busy season. In fact, these last 2 days hundreds have been rescued, and we understand, bringing the numbers that have arrived in Spain this year to close to 9,000. That's well past what arrived last year by sea, and we're also concerned that there have been 121 deaths at sea reported on the Western Mediterranean. Last year there were 128 the whole year. It's so busy that we're pretty certain that it will surpass Greece this year, which of course has a lot to do with how much Greece has slowed down. But when you consider that Greece 2 years ago was 1 million plus people, Spain surpassing Greece, even at greatly reduced numbers, is quite a statement, because this is something we wouldn't have been able to imagine recently. But it appears to be happening this year. It's important to note, though, that the numbers of people in the boats is quite small. I mean, we've heard of boats carrying as few as 4 people, 5 people, 10 people, whereas very little leaves Libya with less than 100 people. So we're still talking a smaller scale, but it's definitely cutting into the profile of who's taking what route to Europe. There are lots of people in the many republics of West Africa who cross the desert to get to Libya. Some of them are coming from places that are actually closer to Morocco, and those are the ones that seem to be feeding these routes. We're talking Guinea, Gambia, Ghana, places that have access to sea coast, that you can move up the coast to Morocco a lot more easily than you can crossing the desert. But what we're not seeing are the big clusters of migrants, say from Nigeria, bypassing Libya for this same route. So convenience seems to matter a lot, and right now, for Nigerian or for Horn of African, Libya is more convenient, still.